debate where Rose is going to get ready to make responses against some of Jade's arguments. That's what she means when she says refutation speech.
Okay, and one important thing to note is that usually, so in your speech time, each person is also allotted 3 minutes of extra prep time. So we've planned out this entire debate. It's like pretty scripted, but if you were to be debating for real, this would be a really good time to take some extra prep. Okay, I will be starting my time now. Okay, I'm going to start on the monopolies point. So I have a few refutations to this. I'm going to start with reasons why these monopolies are not actually going to happen. So first, there are organizations working against this exploitation in both Latin America and in Africa called Tierra Común and Mascomune. These are making LLMs themselves and using activism to fight against these monopolies, or what Jade would say are going to become monopolies with LLMs. So this isn't going to happen, and this is according to the Stanford article in 2022. In addition, the lobbying from these monopolies, or OpenAI, has actually started, but despite that, the European Union has passed legislation that applies to high-risk cases, so it's not like these AIs are going entirely unregulated, and the lobbying is largely not working, according to a Time article in 2022. Okay, this monopolies point is also non-unique, because essentially, although these LLMs could make organizations more powerful, the organizations that are taking them in are like Meta, which creates Facebook and Instagram, and Google, and these organizations are already monopolies, and they're so awful that this could barely make them much worse or much powerful. I mean, think of all the bad things that they do already. And I turn the monopolies point when I say that LLMs get data from all over the internet, and this actually means that they can turn against their creators. This happened with Google's LLM Bard when it posted information to a user about Google's anti-competitive practices. This looks really bad for Google, and this could happen with any LLM. Now I'm going to move on to Jade's dependency contention. So there are a few reasons why this dependency is not going to happen. A, there is no monopoly or business pushing LLMs because I just annihilated that monopoly point. B, people are aware of the flaws in LLMs. For example, whenever you log on to ChatGPT to ask it a question, it tells you that there's misinformation on the site and that you should fact check everything that it says. So people are aware of this, and also Jade used the example of Amazon taking away their own LLM for hiring. So companies have seen these fails with LLMs happen in the past, and they are not placing all of their trust in them because they are wary because of things that have already happened. In addition, LLMs are not going to be thought of as a solution to all problems, because look to my first and second contention. There are things they cannot do. They cannot form relationships with people, and they cannot be creative because they are simply algorithms. But then I turn this dependency point when I tell you that some technology is good to be dependent on, or to at least use as a tool. For example, calculators. They were actually about to be banned in 1988, but they have allowed us to do so many more things in the scientific community, namely send people into space. And in addition, with advancing society, there are things that we physically cannot do with large language models and other AI, and I gave you the example of advancing research. For all of these reasons, I am proud to affirm.